Okay.
Now what I've done here, what we're doing now is really, I'm rubbing this piece down to finish. You remember how it was all eroded and dark color? What I did to bring this finish up was to abrade the surface lightly with very fine sandpaper. Dust it off completely. Then I made up a fixed paint mixture of black and applied it to the surface so that everything was even. Now, and then, in addition to that, when that was completely dry, I rubbed that down and applied a top coat of the material that you see here now, which is shiny, of course. And in the process of rubbing it down, you can see the difference between here and here. Of course, eventually, this will be waxed or polished, and it will come up with a better gloss, but not quite shiny as this. Remember the last time we were showing you how we did the repair work on these top of these pilasters? And here you can see how they're finished. In addition, they're shaped and applied in place, and then we re-veneered this whole surface with the king wood, and now it's in the process of being rubbed down. We're getting close to the finished product, and we'll definitely show you pictures of that when it's all done, put together. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you these panels that we've been doing. And here we have the same process that I did on that main piece we did on the panels. And these have been coated time and time again and rubbed down in between, and now they're ready for the finished rubbing. But look at the beauty of this design, which you could never really see before because it was all eroded and darkly colored. And of course there were a lot of repair work to be done all through here. The same way with this other panel. Look at the magnificent workmanship in the design of this piece. Now if you recall, down at the bottom here, there were a lot of pieces missing which we had to redo and recolor and reapply. And also there were pieces that were loose here that we had to lift up and work glue underneath and press them down and while it dried. And here is the door frame. And you can see here, it looks pretty shiny and pretty glossy now. But let me just give you an idea. In fact, another factor, when you have things to rub down, we have certain grades of steel wool, which you can see here. So you have different grades. This is 4/0, this is 3/0. On the other side, there's 1/0. And I have a special pair of tempered scissors that I can cut the steel wool. We cut it, and I can separate it here so that we can get new surfaces all the time because it dulls out very quickly. But watch this. See this surface right here, how shiny it is? This is something that takes a lot of patience because it takes time, and you have to use your hand in different manners. For instance, in order to get up close there, I have to tilt the hand and come down on the fingertips like that so that I can get close up to the surface. It just takes a lot of rubbing, but rubbing with skill. You have to be thinking all the time. If I come through the surface, which is easy enough to do, then it will be light and we have to start the recoating process all over again. We don't want to do that. So, and then when we get to this edge, we have to be very careful. Look how I'm protecting this. I have a guiding finger here, and my steel wool is controlled right up here so I can put the pressure right on that spot right there without going over the edge. If I were just to go out like this, it would hit that edge and take the finish right off that fine point there. I'm just trying to give you an idea of the process here and what it looks like. Let me show you. If I just wipe this a little aggressively and polish it a little bit hard, show you some of the difference, how it will come up. See that flattened surface, but it's not real shiny. Ultimately, when it's all done, we're going to take pictures of it when it's completed, and you'll be able to see what the finished product will look like. So we can continue at a later date and when it's all together, and you'll be able to enjoy the whole thing.